What's up? This is White Lion 1720, and I'm gonna go over some things a little bit. Notice on my Twitter and all that, especially since the things that are happening now in the new administration. Um, and it is kind of scary out there. I have to admit. You know, you hope it don't escalate and get out of hand, but they're showing on the other side, this administration sure is not giving anybody any confidence that will happen. So, so what do we do now as far as conservatives and the real ones, or Trumpers, if you would call us that? So, um, well, the first thing that we've got to do is, to be honest with you, is we've just got to admit that, that we lost. We got our butts handed to us. And I'm not talking at the very top level. We can discuss that later, but I'm talking at every single level. We got our butts handed to us. It's at such a low level. I mean, the thing that I see is like the schools and universities have just been overran with liberal thinking and stuff like that, and it's crazy. And and that should never be the case. You should never know. When I was growing up, which was a long time ago, when I was in high school, we never knew what our teachers were political views. Looking back at it now, I could kind of guess, you know what I mean, and assume it, just knowing little things, but they never did that. They never pushed their political view, because that's not teaching. Teaching is you let the people figure it out. You give an honest viewpoint of it. Give both sides, tell the true story, and then you let your kids decide. So we've lost it there at every level, not just at the top. So in order to get things back, we've got to start at that level and get that level back. We've got to get the schools back. We've got to get universities back. And I know, as coming from our side, we're very complacent in things, and we don't mind somebody else doing that little work like that with the schools, volunteering, school board and stuff like that. But this is what happens when you do that, and when we don't get involved at a huge level. You've got to do that. Get involved in your kids' curriculum. Try to do the school board. We need people in the school boards. As far as the universities goes, man, they're so bad. I would never send my child to one of these public universities. Just the stuff that you hear from these people it's absolutely nuts. Absolutely nuts. We've got to find some good conservative Bible believing universities out there. So we gotta do that. We've gotta get that locked down. Your local levels and stuff like that are very important. One of the things the past administration really should have showed us is that the president really didn't have any power to do anything. Now, whether he really tried and pushed the issue, but in every instance he tried to do something, he was always stopped at the courts or stopped at the local level, or whatever the case may be, local level for the elections. Obviously, they're the ones who set the rules and stuff. But being involved in your local elections, being involved in your sheriffs, that's really important. Being involved in your judges, they're the ones. These people can make whatever laws that they want to make, but if they don't have nobody to enforce them, It's really dead in the water. So do that. Get involved. Make sure you're voting on your judges. Make sure you're voting on your sheriffs, because those are the ones. Those are the only ones that we really have, and the local legislator. Um, Now there might be a time when things gets out of hand, and we might lose that, but we gotta fight for that right now. That's where the fight's at right now. If you're in the fight for this country, then that's where the fight's. And don't get distracted or see that about the Civil War, because trust me, nobody wants that. If it comes to that, it comes to it, but nobody wants anything to do with that. That's death for the next 10 years. That's running around hiding and stuff. Nobody wants that. And then when it's over, then what? You're just gonna be just nothing but destruction. So we don't need to go that route. And nobody should even be thinking that route. And the real issue is right there at the school level, at the university level. It's your sheriffs, your judges, your local state legislation. That's where our focus needs to be. That's where we need to win. That's where we really got our butts whipped at. And we're paying for it now. And they're so far embedded in those areas, especially the education aspect, that they're basically dictating, like, the guns things. I was born in the 70s, so with this whole gun grab thing, they were never gonna get me. They were never gonna get the people I went to school with. They're never gonna get the older people, and they know that. So they just start off, guns are bad in the schools. That's what they preach. So they're changing that education nice. You get what I'm saying? They're setting that narrative. And that's what they push. That's how you change. That's how you get gun laws. Because you get a whole, 20 years of educating kids that it's bad, and that's what they think, and they're going along right with it. These people write and dictate what's going on based on what they teach. So get involved in that stuff. Get involved in your school board, the curriculum, school choice. If you have that, if you're fortunate enough to have that option, look around. Do some research in it. It's where these are the places where we gotta win, and we're done. We might already be done. We might already have to go to the next phase, because this phase ain't working. But I'm gonna come up with that one here in a minute. Yeah, get involved in your local stuff. All right, bye.